Harsh language is used accordingly and liberally. If that prospect bothers you, perhaps your best course would be to tread lightly. Everyone else, please enjoy. It's got a bizarre angle to it. I mean, look at the slope on some parts of this thing. It's worse than a battleship. What the flying flamingo fuck? That's right, upgraded to Cherry ML, which are themselves basically dick-shitting clunge sponge level. And yet, this is a significant upgrade over these as well, which should give you a clue about the immense caliber of these detestable shit cannons. It's like pressing on rubber domes, except not hollow ones, but ones made out of solid rubber. Think of it like typing on silly putty. It's fucking awful. What the hell were they thinking? What yeast-infected fuckstrumpet came up with this? These switches, apparently classed as linear, are so scratchy that they actually feel somewhat tactile. Cinnamon-smoking Jesus Christ on a home trainer. What a fecal fiasco. Or, as my mother would call it, a pus-oozing pimple cunt. I'm not even kidding, this keyboard genuinely hurts to use. Just great, absolutely fucking magnificent. I hope whatever evolutionary dead end of a Homo sapien came up with this switch design never gets to work on a keyboard again, because these switches are of such an awe-inspiring, industrial strength fuckness that is liable to shatter one's mind upon the merest touch. If you ever encounter one of these, I recommend immediate defenestration, lest one accidentally gets traumatized by this amputated foreskin. See you next time, and following is a typing demonstration of me typing on this prolapsed vagina. Warning, this keyboard is super vagina. Please view at your own discretion. Now, basically I get 3 kinds of keyboards donated to me: vintage, modern, and cunt. Guess what category this one falls in? Yep, you guessed it, it is cunt. But no, this bollock bumblebee is so much worse than you could possibly imagine. I mean, I know I'm sometimes critical of keyboards for small things, but really I'm not being an ant-fucker here. Basically everything is wrong with this keyboard. This thing should typhoid off and contract cholera. I see no reason why it'd have to feel like what I imagine it'd be like to type on a 90-year-old's boobs. Tuberculosis! On a related note, the stabilizers are also very vagina. So let me just say that again. I improved it by disconnecting one of the stabilizers. I mean, what kind of grave branch testicle violin keyboard does it have to be that it becomes better if you break a part of it? The licorice dick they came up with this really should have the head examined. Whatever dog dick looked at this and thought this was even remotely passable must have been a huge scrotum washer. Fuck this goddamn turbo tuberculosis maximally cunt meatball. I've tried my absolute best to come up with a genuine positive trait to this cunt canary of a keyboard, and I've had to think long and hard, but now I've finally come up with something. The caps lock key is stepped, and no, that's it. That's all I could come up with. Unfortunately, peanut butter. Another pestilence smallpox keyboard I have to test for a week. Contract flying finch tuberculosis, this goddamn old Jesus plague pleuritis vagina keyboard is fucking unusable. Stay away from this at all costs. But this one is quite interesting because of the intense, unbelievable, indescribable fuckness of the switches. I just can't convey the degree of utter wankness in this thing.
Oh, fuck it.
Man, you don't want to know what posture I have to do in order to do this kind of runny thing. One can only imagine what spong-licking twat piper came up with this device. By the prophet's bushy arse beard, this thing really is 50 shades of fucked. There's all sorts of things in a rubber dome keyboard that you'll be begging for once you've used this slimy sphincter clown of a keyboard for a few minutes. It's completely nightmarish to use. You must really consider your child an annoying little pissworm if you want to punish their underage ass by inflicting this cruel and unusual punishment on them. It really reminds me of that laser projection keyboard I tested a while ago, which was a real cunt-bag shit puddle of its own. Honestly, in terms of key feel, I might even prefer the Smith Corona leaf springs to this ass-fucked soup chicken. Jesus, cheese-sniffing Christ on a deserted tropical island, I'd rather wank in a bag of nettles. Double damn it to hell and back again in a cheese basket. This might be its crowning shit tribute. But by the Virgin Mary's sacred melon tits, I've never had to rely on my backup keyboard even half as much as I did when I was testing this vexing vituperation. This thing is so asinine, you'd suspect it was designed by someone with an IQ lower than the legal drinking age. Fuck all the designers' respective mothers. By the almighty saviour's holy jizz rag, it's bad. Avoid this thing. Or if you just absolutely hate your children and want to really, really punish those foul-smelling little shits that you inadvertently brought forth, go ahead and actually buy one of these. After a few weeks, they'll be begging to be belted again instead. They might even ask for the wrench. So if that's your thing, forget those medieval relics and upgrade to this mid-90s torture device instead. Fuck this goddamn testicle violin of a keyboard. Whatever it is that they're doing here, it's working about as well as a bull trying to give birth to a baby hippo. But moreover, it gives no feedback about whether you're even typing or not. So kiss your tactility spoiled ass goodbye. Now to try and alleviate this lack of feedback, they put in a beeper which makes a sound whenever it registers a key. Sounds like a good idea, right? Well, no. Listen to this. It's fucking loud as shit and you can't stop it or even lower the volume. It's so piercing and inescapable, honestly I'd rather listen to the sound of my own pets being skinned alive. Bacon strip, bacon strip, bacon strip, bacon strip. Bloody hell, I feel like Super Meat Boy. Better, but not this time. The keyboard registers even when I'm not even touching the keyboard. Well, this is unique to say the least. Nah, this doesn't really work either. I can't even see the lasers. I much prefer the bacon, and not just from a typing perspective. Nope, not eating this one. Sacre bleu, this keyboard is totally merde. Well, it's a very artful keyboard, but it's kinda sticky. Fucking hell, it's like typing on Cherry MY all over again. This is probably the worst one yet. Holy shit, people, I think I've solved it.